Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and today I've got a really fun video for you. We are going to talk about everything we learned at the D23 Destination D conference last week. This is basically an overview of all kinds of brand new things coming to the parks that have not been announced yet. These were just announced last week, so you may not even have heard about them yet, including extra information about the new hotels coming to Walt Disney World, the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opening in Disneyland and Disney World, the Star Wars Hotel, several new shows and fireworks events, and even rides coming to the parks in the next couple of years. So they announced all kinds of cool stuff, and I wanted to do an overview for you today because there's so much great stuff that is coming, and we wanted to give you the update. All right, we're gonna start with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. As you guys know, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is coming to Disneyland and Disney World the summer of 2019 for Disneyland and the fall of 2019 for Disney World. And we do know that there's two big attractions coming to both coasts for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but now we know the names of these attractions and a little bit more about them. So first up is Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So this has been known as just the Millennium Falcon ride, and now it's actually called Smuggler's Run. Spoiler alert, you're the smuggler. Just heads up, you're the smuggler. And guests are going to take control of the Millennium Falcon in, quote, one of 3 unique critical roles. So you get to be one of 3 jobs on the Millennium Falcon. So it's kind of reminiscent of Mission Space, and that, you know, basically you can ride it multiple times and you might have a different experience if you are playing different roles each time. You are going to be pressing buttons, pulling levers. We have a picture of the inside of the cockpit right there. Basically sounds like it's going to be really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. And next up, the other ride, we have a little bit extra information about Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. So this is where you are actually going to be able to join in a battle between the First Order and the Resistance. And at the end of this ride, you are going to face off with Kylo Ren himself, which is a very cool addition that we found out about. The concept art looks truly epic, just amazing. Super excited to ride the Rise of the Resistance, or experience the Rise of the Resistance. And here's a heads up about Galaxy's Edge. The Play Disney Parks app, which we discussed in our apps you have to go to Disney World video a couple weeks ago, this is going to play a big part in Galaxy's Edge. They've been sort of hinting at the idea that guests will be able to have an interactive experience, meaning you might walk in to Oga's Cantina and she might talk to you about something specific to you, that maybe you're a smuggler and someone was asking about you in the cantina or something like that. And that is all going to be sort of run within the Play Disney Parks app. So in order to have that experience, you're going to have that app and be kind of logged into it to have that interactive experience that they're sort of talking about, as far as we can tell. And so at D23, they actually showed us a couple of new characters that are going to be coming into Galaxy's Edge, including Honda Onaka and Doc Ondar. So a couple of characters that you might encounter while you are in Galaxy's Edge and who may be involved in your particular story. We also got a few new pieces of concept art. Of course, there's Oga's Cantina, which we've seen before. We know that's going to serve alcohol for the first time in Disneyland over there at Oga's Cantina, and they are also going to have the cantina in Disney World too, of course. We got a cool view of what looks like a table at either the cantina or the dinner show restaurant. And we also got confirmation again that there will be blue milk in Galaxy's Edge, which we already knew. We already knew there was going to be blue milk, but we got extra confirmation. So if you're looking forward to your blue milk, you're definitely going to be able to get it. Now here's a piece that I'm super excited about with Galaxy's Edge. So John Williams, as any good Star Wars fan knows, is the composer of many Star Wars pieces, and he is actually scoring the music for Galaxy's Edge, which is insanely exciting, and they gave us a little preview of it at D23 of the music. It's gonna be epic. I mean, who's not a huge fan of John Williams? I can't wait to hear the music when you walk into Galaxy's Edge. It's gonna be incredible. So we also got a little bit of information about the Star Wars Resort. Now, they've been very tight-lipped about this. The things that they're saying about the Star Wars Resort or the Star Wars Hotel is that it is going to be a multi-day experience, an immersive experience, meaning you can dress in costume, you can cosplay, and it's very welcomed at the Star Wars Hotel. And basically, they keep talking about it as a multi-day experience and that it's immersive, which to me sort of sounds like how they talk about cruises. So I'm sort of wondering if it's it's going to be an all-inclusive price. I have no idea. It hasn't been confirmed, but I'm wondering if there's going to be sort of an all-inclusive sort of thing, or if a package will include multiple days the way that it does on a cruise. So very intrigued by the Star Wars hotel and the experience that guests will have in that hotel. And what it sounds like, they gave us a couple new pieces of concept art. First is the guests in their launch pod, because you're going to be in a launch pod to actually fly to your starship. And then they showed concept art of your launch pod docking with your starship. So of course this is all going to be like a Sea-Base Alpha kind of elevator situation where they're just it's all mocked up, but I imagine it's going to be a pretty good mock-up, a pretty good experience to make you sort of feel like you are flying in your launch pod over to your starship. And they did show us the entrance to the resort, the port cochere, and what that will look like. And it looks like you're kind of right in the middle of a bunch of woods, and so you're really only going to see a very small amount of the hotel before you go inside. So guests, it does say, from the moment you board your launch pod, this is a fully immersive multi-day Star Wars adventure aboard a luxury starship with high-end dining, space view cabins, and all of the exciting action you would expect from an authentic Star Wars experience. So of course that's quoted from Disney, but again, it is going to be immersive. So if you are not a Star Wars fan and don't want to be in the middle of a Star Wars universe for a week, this is probably not the hotel for you. But if that's your dream come true, get ready to start booking as soon as those dates are made available. Okay, heading over to Hollywood Studios, they did announce a brand new nighttime show, The Wonderful World of Animation, that is going to be popping up in May 2019. This will be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Hollywood Studios, and there's going to be, of course, projection technology and a real focus on Disney animation and Mickey Mouse himself. Also in Hollywood Studios, they mentioned a little bit on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We got a new piece of concept art showing guests in the cars, which look very much like regular dark ride cars. You know, same thing as you would have in Journey into Your Imagination or Winnie the Pooh, but they do show that you are in the middle of this animated scene and everything around you is very much like you're inside a cartoon. All right, heading over to Epcot, we found out a little bit more about what will be replacing Illuminations. As you know, Illuminations is going away in 2019, and we did find out that in 2020, we're going to see a brand new Fireworks Spectacular, which is going to feature floating set pieces, custom-built LED panels, moving fountains, lights, pyrotechnics, and lasers, of course. So it looks to me from the concept art like this is sort of a combo. They're bringing in technology from Illuminations, from Fantasmic, and also from Rivers of Light. This show's going to be sort of a combo of all three. It's going to include lots of Disney characters, and the focus is going to be on Disney music. It's going to be a representation of Disney music around the world. So when they played little pieces of it for us at D23, we heard well-known Disney songs sung in different languages. So you're going to get kind of that vibe from the new show. And they didn't name it yet, but we saw images of Mulan, Hercules, Lion King, Aladdin. Several other characters will be shown in this particular show. And it looks like they are going to bring the globe back. I think the big globe is going to be part of the show as well. So that's going to come in 2020. But in the meantime, right, because Illuminations is ending in 2019, I think actually a little earlier than previously anticipated. And the interim show, there's going to be an interim show before the brand new Spectacular begins in 2020. We are going to see something called Epcot Forever, and that will make its debut in 2019, in late 2019. Epcot Forever is going to be a fireworks spectacular, a limited time show. I'm guessing there will be fireworks included, and this will be a focus on Epcot. So it will talk about Epcot's history. You'll hear those classic Epcot songs like Tomorrow's Child, Universe of Energy, One Little Spark, those ones that we listened to on cassette tape in the car driving to and from New York down to Orlando when I went for spring break as a kid. All those songs that we listened to because our family was an Epcot family in the 80s. And so all those songs are going to come back for Epcot Forever, which is going to be a limited time show after Illuminations closes and before the new Spectacular begins. Also in Epcot, we got a great peek at the Guardians of the Galaxy ride vehicle. So we know this is going to be an absolutely massive, massive, massive roller coaster. They say you can fit 4 spaceship Earths inside the ride building over there at Guardians of the Galaxy. And this ride is going to actually incorporate some brand new technology. So you're going to be in a ride vehicle that twists and turns around and actually faces you towards the show, I guess, is what they're kind of saying. So if you take a look at this video, you can see sort of what you're in for with Guardians of the Galaxy. Galaxy. Also over there in Epcot, they spoke a little bit about Remy's Ratatouille adventure, which is coming to the France Pavilion. We also heard about a brand new Beauty and the Beast sing-along, which is going to be created by Don Hahn, who of course is the producer of Beauty and the Beast. And that will also be debuting in the France Pavilion. Oh Canada will be revamped. And of course, they talked about the Disney Skyliner. We got our first look at one of the actual gondolas that will be part of this Skyliner. And we, of course, now know that that's going to open in fall of 2019, the same timeline as Galaxy's Edge. We got a little bit of information about the new Lakeside Lodge, which is going to open at Bay Lake. Over there at Bay Lake right now, you've got Fort Wilderness, Wilderness Lodge, Bay Lake Tower, of course, and Contemporary sits on Bay Lake as well. And they're going to be opening something called Reflections at Disney Lakeside Lodge, which they're calling a deluxe nature-inspired resort coming to Walt Disney World. So that's going to be opening with more than 900 hotel rooms and proposed Disney Vacation Club villas as well. We got a new concept art look at Disney's Riviera Resort, which is of course a Disney Vacation Club property slated to open in the fall of 2019. This is the one near Caribbean Beach Resort down in Orlando. And it's going to be inspired by Walt's travels in the Mediterranean. Now over there in Disneyland, they are going to celebrate Mickey and Minnie here with a Mickey and Minnie celebrations called Get Your Ears On. This is going to start January 18th and include Mickey's Mix Magic, which is an all-new music, projection, and laser dance party that's going to take over almost the entire park, they say. And Mickey's Soundsational Parade is also returning to Disneyland in January 2019, so that's going to be awesome. That's an amazing parade. So there are a few things that we learned at D23 Destination D last week. Lots of great information. So much new stuff is coming to Disney World and Disneyland. Don't forget to check our video about the biggest changes coming to Walt Disney World. Those are definitely some changes you're going to want to hear about, listen about, watch about, view about, coming up soon in Walt Disney World. So if you're planning a trip, you're definitely going to want to know about those because we are getting right into 2019 here, you guys. That's Galaxy's Edge year, and we've got a lot more coming to Walt Disney World in the next few years as well, and those are all detailed in that big changes video, so check that out. Okay, everybody, I hope that's helpful with your planning, and you know, we get excited about this stuff. We just want to share it with you. It's so exciting to hear even just a little bit more about the stuff coming to Disney World and see that concept art and get a little extra insider view on what's going to be happening. As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.